change if necessary. The co-pilot deep neural net, so that there's an AI that's watching out for you all the time. It might even, in the near future, say something like, Jensen, you're driving up the hill, you'll be home in 5 seconds. Would you like me to go ahead and open up the gate? So that by the time I actually got there, just a second prior, the gate opens up and I pull right into the garage. The AI co-pilot. We also need the ability to converse and interact with our computer in a very natural way. So natural language processing has to be done inside the car, so that if the connection is not very good, you can still communicate with the car. And that the reaction time, the latency between your spoken words and its recognition of your speech is as fast as possible. And yet it's connected to the cloud to an AI system. This architecture, on top of that, is an API called MapWorks. This is one of the most important things we do. MapWorks interacts with all of the mapping companies in the world. And it does basically 4 things. We basically do 4 things with mapping companies. The first, of course, is the surveying car. Some cars record all the data and do the processing on GPU supercomputers in the cloud to extract the 3-dimensional data from the video. Some survey cars do the processing using a computer like DrivePX, either one of these or something with a discrete Nvidia discrete GPU, so that it could essentially do mapping in real time inside the car. So that's survey car. Number 2 is the GPU supercomputer that's inside the cloud for mapping. Number 3, the interface of data, the exchange of data, so that our car can always see the HD map in the nearby surroundings of the car. And then number 4, as we continuously map the world and notice changes, we would update the changes to the live map in the cloud. These 4 things, these 4 functionalities is vital to the ability for self-driving cars to be realized in a very high confident way. And so we've been working with the world's leading mapping companies. We announced several weeks ago, I guess a few months ago, the leading mapping company in China, Baidu. Incredible partner of ours, working across all 4 layers that I described, all 4 functionalities that I described, from surveying all the way to map processing, all the way to synchronization with the local computer inside our car. The reason why Baidu was so important is because every car company in the world and any car you build should be able to drive anywhere in the world. And China is now the world's largest car market. It is too large to ignore. And yet, only a Chinese company can map China. And Baidu has mapped more of China than any other company. And so partnering with Baidu was a very logical first. We then partnered with TomTom, leading mapping company in Europe. Today, we're really super excited to announce that we're partnering with Zenrin, the leading mapping company in Japan. Japan's roads are incredibly complicated, and it is such a dense population. The mapping of Japan is quite an extraordinary task. Zenrin is an amazing company, and we're working with them to map Japan. And then also today, super excited to announce that we're working with HERE to integrate Nvidia technology into their data centers for mapping, working with them on map algorithms, as well as connecting to all of the Nvidia AI car computers inside cars as we synchronize the live maps. Let's let's thank all of our partners to make this, create this incredible dream. Well, building this ecosystem, building this computer is a gigantic effort. As I mentioned, this is the most complex computing problem that we've ever tackled. This is high-performance computing done in real time. And the AI algorithms that we're developing are all first of its kind. And yet, the endeavor is such great importance. There are so many companies who could really help us realize this dream. I'm super excited to announce today that ZF is now a partner in helping us turn this computer into a production computer for the automotive industry. ZF is the leading truck and commercial vehicle supplier in Europe. They're also one of the world's top 5 suppliers to the automotive industry. This is an extraordinary company, and they are the first to announce a production drive AI computer to the market. It's available commercially for sampling, and it will ship into production this year. Ladies and gentlemen, ZF. I have another partner I'd like to announce. There are a lot of cars, as we mentioned. 1 billion on the road, 100 million sold each year, several 100 million trucks. It's going to take an enormous amount of engineering to transform the entire automotive industry into an autonomous industry. And so today we're announcing that the #1 automotive technology supplier to the automotive industry, Bosch, is going to adopt the Nvidia drive computer. The largest and the 5th largest automotive supplier in the world have now adopted the Nvidia computing platform so that we can bring AI computers to the autonomous industry. Bosch, a 130-year-old company, 375,000 employees, over $70 billion in Europe, over 70 billion euros, enormous company. They serve every single car company in the world. Unbelievable reach, and it's just such a great pleasure to partner with them. I will be at the Bosch Connected World in March, and with a little bit of luck, we're going to give you guys a major update on the work that we're doing together. So Bosch. Well, I just have one more announcement. And you know, the momentum behind the work that we're doing after all of these years is clearly accelerating. And I think people are realizing that creating an AI car computer is a really enormous undertaking. And we've worked at it for quite a few years. And as you know, Nvidia is one of the companies in the world who can specialize in building the most advanced computers, from the largest supercomputers in the world to the most advanced gaming PCs in the world to AI car computers. And these computers are just an enormous undertaking. And without a great car company to partner with, it is hard to realize this vision. And so today, we're announcing that Audi and Nvidia will partner together to build the next generation AI cars. Audi and Nvidia building an AI car, the world's most advanced autonomous vehicles, powered by Nvidia's AI car computer. We'll have cars on the road by 2020. Let's welcome Scott Keogh, the president of Audi America, to celebrate this moment with us. Scott, it's great to have you. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Saved the best for last, so I appreciate that.
You should always go last because you're always the best. And gosh, we've been working together for 10 years, and we've been building these advanced cars for quite a long time together. You know, frankly, when we first started working together, the car had no internet. When we started working together, there were no internet-connected maps. And when we started working together, there were no rich graphics inside the cars that we enjoy. And because of the efforts that we worked on together, we have millions of cars, millions of Audis that are driving all over the world, and we really led in technology, information technology. Now, the next phase of information technology is artificial intelligence. And when you think about artificial intelligence and the concept of someone who's been so long in the automotive industry, what is the implication of AI to the automotive world, and what is the implication of AI to Audi?
I think it's massive. You know, the first thing on your first statement, I just want to say, you know, our partnership goes back 10 years. If you think about where Audi was in America, we were selling 60,000 cars a year, didn't have much of an impact. If you look at this year, we sold a record 210,000 cars. And the reason we did it, honestly, is the crazy technology that Audi engineers and your engineers put together. It's a virtual cockpit, Google Earth, Google Maps, point of interest, incredible stuff. So that's the secret sauce. And I think with you, we want to keep the secret sauce moving. Look, if I think of your entire presentation, it's quite simple to me. We want to get to this Nirvana state safer, and we want to get there sooner. And really the only way to go about doing that, there's no amount of programming in the world that's going to manage the complexity of what happens in the street environments daily. The only way to get there is with artificial intelligence. So clearly what we're announcing is the first thing is a really cool demonstration. In the Gold Lot, you can drive a Q7. And I think what's phenomenal, when you look at the course, this vehicle, if you want to use the term, has been trained for only 4 days. So in 4 days, it's dealing with obstacles, it's dealing with different roads, it's dealing with complex
Did you guys just pick that
4
up?
days.
There's an Audi with an Nvidia AI car computer in the Gold Lot driving by itself today, right now.
Exactly. And I think, thank you.
Not end of next year, not end of this year, right now.
Yeah, and I think that's classic Audi. I mean, we want to put things into the real world, put things into action, and I think it's cool. Now, if you wanted to go program this, it would probably take months upon months, so this gives you a sense of the power. And then, of course, the announcement here, we're excited. We're talking highly automated vehicle in numerous situations by 2020. This will be in production, level 4 autonomy, automation, so this is huge, really huge.
We've been in the auto.
I got one back there.